How often do you take a close look at your life and wonder how much you're worth? Or what's your net worth? Correction, net worth is not only a term used for celebrities or famous people. Even average and regular people like you and I have our net worth. And we should know about it. Knowing your net worth is almost compared to giving yourself a report of your financial records, which is a good sign of good financial management. Knowing your net worth helps you understand your financial life better and shows you what works for you and what doesn't. But before we look at how to calculate your net worth, let's look at what net worth is. What is net worth? The simplest way to look at net worth is as a screenshot of all your finances and the difference in the value between what you own that brings you money and what you owe that takes money away from you. While the latter is known as liability, the former is known as assets. So your net worth is what you have left after selling off everything you own to pay for everything you owe. As simple as that. Your net worth should not be seen as your annual earnings. It is in fact not based on your yearly earnings. So, how can you calculate your net worth to know how much you are worth? Formula for net worth. Even finding your net worth needs a formula, but do not be afraid. It's not engineering mathematics, it's basic mathematics that involves multiple additions and subtractions. To calculate your net worth, the formula is assets minus liabilities. If your total assets dollar value is $300,000 and your liability dollar value is $100,000, then you are worth the difference between them both, which is $200,000. Simple? Of course. But that's not the end. Calculating your net worth involves several steps, and they are as follows. Step 1. Create a list of all your assets. The first and most important part of calculating your net worth is listing out all of your net worth. This may seem hard at first, but when you take a cursory look, you may be surprised. Some examples of your assets could be your personal home, your vehicles, jewelry, arts, furnishing, account balances, investments, cash value of insurance, and your business interests. They don't look like much, right? Well, anything you have in your possession that can be exchanged for money, including your bonds, stocks, and other investments, those are your assets. You need to also understand that some of these assets have a tendency of dropping in value, that are less liquid, which may affect your net worth. For instance, it can take some time to turn your stocks into money at the rate you got them for. This may require you to drop the value of the stock to be able to exchange them for cash, making stocks less liquid. In this case, cash is the most liquid asset. Also, all assets have annual growth rates, and you can choose to ignore this while calculating your net worth, but bear in mind that you'd have to recalculate after some time to get the actual value of your net worth. All assets do not have the same growth rate. While real estate might increase in value, your vehicles and stocks may depreciate. Remember that. Step 2. Attach cash value to all your assets. After listing out all your assets and considering their annual growth rate, it's time to move on to the next step. That is, giving a cash value to each of them. Remember, the cash value of an asset is usually not what it was worth at the time of purchase. It's the exact value of the asset at the time of calculating the assets. Or better still, the value you could sell the asset for at that point in time, or a price you'd expect someone to pay for it. Determining the cash value of your assets is tricky, except for bank accounts and investments, but luckily for you, there are sites that can help. While Zillow can help with real estate assets, Kelley Blue Book and Edmunds can show the value of your car. Also, eBay and sites like WorthPoint can help in determining the cash value of any art or collectibles you own. Add up your assets. This is quite a simple step. After listing your assets and attaching cash value to them, what's next is adding them all together to give you a value. That value is your total assets, or your gross worth. Not your net worth, mind you. This is different from your gross income, which is a sum of all your earnings before any deductions. Step 4. Create a list of all your liabilities. Remember from the beginning of the video, we agreed that liabilities are all the things you owe, right? In a more professional term, your liability is your financial debt. Examples of some are credit card balances, personal loan balances, mortgage or auto loan balances, student loan balances, or any other loan. Like you did for your assets, it's time to decide the annual growth rate of your liability. But this is also tricky like that of the assets. Some car loans or mortgages have set rates of interest and terms that you are aware of and do not change. But some, like credit card balances, are more open-ended than others. That is because you can add more to these balances and further increase your liabilities, decreasing your net worth. So knowing the annual growth rate of your liabilities is key. You know if you are going to max out your credit card anytime soon, or if you are not going to pay up your mortgage or auto loans. Step 5. Add up your liabilities. Like you also did for your assets, it is time to do the same for your liabilities. Sum them all up and put a value to it. Step 6. Do the subtraction. After getting the two values of your assets and liabilities, it is then to do the main calculation that gives you your actual net worth. Subtracting your liabilities from your assets leaves a residual value. That value is your net worth. Your net worth is just one of the metrics used to check your financial health. Understanding it can help you get some financial goals for yourself and also track your progress towards achieving them. Knowing how to calculate your net worth can give you insight into how good your financial management skills are. And if you feel you need to improve, it is important to calculate your net worth twice or thrice a year. This helps to see where you need to step up. Paying off your debts helps to increase the total value of your assets, which plays an important role in your net worth. However, you still have to pay bills to keep you going, hence the importance of financial management. Till we see you next time, goodbye.